Hey everyone, I'm Robert Tomlinson, the commissioner of the USA eBaseball Powered League, welcoming you to the continuation of our roundtable discussion with Compass, John's Copyright, and SlimeFall. Last time we talked a little bit about the draft, what players were picked, what the teams look like for the upcoming season, but now it's time for our panel to give their predictions for this week's first week of matchups. What kind of predictions do they have? Will there be some spicy disagreements? Tune in to find out. Well, with that, I think it's time to get to a big part of the video that we will be doing throughout the season with our roundtable discussions, and that is week by week predictions for our matchups. And let me tell you folks, we have some fantastic matchups this year. What do you guys think about the schedule overall? I mean, there's a lot of great matchups, and I know we as a league administration team, we kind of tried to balance things out a little bit when it came to who plays who in the schedule this year.
Thank you. I was like in between YG, Compass, B, Feral, Pump. It was scary. Thank goodness you guys kind of paid attention to that. But yeah, there's some really great matchups this year. I feel like I'm looking forward to like having, facing against Greg second week too, get those jitters out of the way. Yeah, just there's a lot of good matchups this time around.
Yeah, I like the matchups. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't paid too much attention to everybody else's matchups, but I mean, I feel like I have a nice mix of all talent levels throughout the league. Of course, I have some newcomers, some people who might have been out of the playoffs last year, and then some big deal contenders from last year. So I'm facing the full spectrum of competitors. So pretty happy about that. Pretty excited for all my matchups.
Slime, what do you think?
I didn't really get a good look at the schedule. All I saw was the games of the week, and I was like, okay, this would be something.
Fair enough.
Seeing some of the...
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, but I did see who I get to play in the first few weeks. All I gotta say is I'm excited about it.
All right. Well, I know you guys are excited to get into some picks, so let's get right into it. We're going to start right at the end of the list here. We're going to start with the Subarctic Narwhals. That is Greg the Egg taking on the Phantoms, and that I do believe is Dat Shadow. So what do we think about this matchup, first things first?
Alright, first things first, this matchup is between two technically new players to the USA EPL. Of course, Dat Shadow, kind of unknown before this in the no lock-on community, going up against one of the biggest players that unfortunately didn't get to play last season. It's going to be a great test for him, show us exactly what he's got. I think we all know what Greg's got, honestly. I think that it's going to be a really nice test to see where Dat Shadow is compared to some of the top no lock-on players that this league has to have in the first week.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty tough for first games. First games against Greg the Egg. Definitely, it's pretty tough when you go against a really great player, straight off the bat. So I feel like there'll be a little bit of some trouble here and there from Dat Shadow, but I don't know how he is on no lock-on. We don't know, what games, they would start their players too. Imagine Otani versus Mileman to begin with. That'll be a really good, 1-2 punch right there. But yeah, you're gonna have to. It's gonna be a lot of work, especially going against Greg. Don't want to scare you or anything like that though, but it's gonna be a huge challenge. Sorry.
Yeah. Then I don't know how. I honestly don't know how they play. I know how Greg plays 100%. Dat Shadow, I don't know how they really play. I never went up against them yet.
I played against them in Lock On 3, and they're a great power hitter, but we know that it's really hard to power hit on no lock on.
So who do you guys got in this series?
All right, I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry, Dat Shadow. I think that this is a pretty clear sweep for Greg. I think that if Dat Shadow gets a game on Greg, I think that that will be a win in his book. Even if he puts together some close games, I think that we would take that as a win. Because Greg, I think Greg is one of the big contenders of this league. One of the favorites.
Oh yeah.
John, what do you think?
Oh yeah, sorry, that Shadow might be either 2 games for Greg or three straight ups sweep. Yeah, it's even for week 1. You know, it's just like it's a huge challenge. And especially if you're new to the league too, you know, it's gonna be a bit to kind of, you know, get that flow. So just be easy with yourself. Do the best you can when you play this game.
Slime, what do you think?
Again, I don't know how that Shadow plays. So, like how John said, either it's gonna be a sweep or you take a game. But going against a tough opponent, don't even play to win. Just play to have fun. And that's the best way you can win.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. So you think it's gonna be a sweep?
Yeah.
All right.
Unfortunately, all I gotta say to that Shadow is play to have fun. You got nothing to lose. Don't take it too hard if you get swept, and if you get a game, then amazing. Because Greg, he's one of them dudes.
Definitely. All right, let's move on to our second matchup of the week, and that is a very interesting one. You got the Kang Kings, that's Kang Gang's team, taking on Matt's humongous Melonheads.
Oh, the melon heads.
This is like a really good name matchup, by the way.
Yeah, the backyard kids are at it again.
Man, this is honestly a very interesting matchup. Does somebody want to give their predictions before me?
I feel like with Kang Gang's pitchers, you know, especially pitching with Yunkai, I feel like that's going to be a big factor into Matt's power game. Because you have that heavy fastball, you know, all you can do is try to pull it. And, you know, it's going to be very tough to hit off against Yunkai. I feel like, you know, having that ace really does help. I feel like, Kang is also really good against Atsumuri. We saw it over there at the E-Premier, or at the USA Finals, I should say.
Yep.
And, you know, he hit a couple homers off of Frisk with Atsumuri. So I feel like, with this matchup right here, I feel like Kang might have the upper hand.
All right,
at least for game 1.
Yeah, thinking 2 of 3, 3 of 3?
I'm thinking 2 out of 3 Kang Gang. I think 2 out of 3 Kang Gang in this one.
I think fair to ask. That's such a great name.
Good news.
Yeah, this matchup, I think it's really interesting just from the player standpoint. You got a player who we've seen him compete against some of the best, but has been seen as pretty rusty in the recent seasons of the league, going up against one of the most talented lock-on 3 players, playing some of his first no lock-on tourneys in the community. I can't say whether he has no lock-on experience offline, playing mainline or anything, but I mean, we all know how talented Kang is, but I think that there's going to be some growing pains. I think that he's probably going to win the game that he's pitching Unkai in, but I think that's honestly the only game he's going to take. I think that Matt's going to show him that he has experience in this league already, and we've seen Matt's been practicing, so I think that they've both been practicing, but Matt's definitely been practicing, so I think that he's going to take the series 2-1, but I definitely could see it flipping either way.
Slime, what do you think?
Yeah, this is a tough one. This is actually tough. I want to say, I think I'm going to side with Compass on this one. Matt might take a 2-1 game. A 2-1 series, my mistake.
All right, so some very interesting stuff. John thinks Kang's going to get 2 of 3. Compass and Slime thinking 2 of 3 for Matt. So very interesting. Gonna be fun to see how that series plays out. All right, let's go on to our next matchup of the week, and that is going to be the North Shore Honu, owned by Zumikaku, taking on Jeff DeBoss's Smooth Jazz. What's your guys' assessment on this?
Both very good players. Zumi, contact hits like no other. Got great pitching. And if he switches to power, that means he has you read like a book.
Yeah. I mean, you can't say much about Zumi. We all saw Zumi last year. He took me to 5 games. He was 1 game away from winning regular season champion. He was 1 game away from North Carolina 2 times. I feel like this season he's definitely going to be out here for blood. Jeff, he's a good player. He's been in EPL before, both when it was unaffiliated and now that it's affiliated. He can give anyone any trouble. I would not be surprised if he took a game off of Zumi, but I think that Zumi, the most likely thing is Zumi's gonna sweep. But we've also seen that last year, Zumi can just randomly drop games, and that's the real reason why he didn't win regular season champion. So I think that it's pretty likely that he drops a game, but I'm just gonna say sweep for the Honu.
All right, John, what do you think?
I'm thinking about 2 out of 3 or sweep for Honu as well. I'm seeing like the pitching matchups right here too. You know, Jeff the Boss. Just not too much movement I'm seeing out of these pitchers. And I feel like with Zumi, this might be I'm with you. It could be like a hit barrage against those pitchers right there. So that's what I'm feeling.
I mean, Jeff, he does have a killer outfield, though, to try to stop that. So I think that could be a good matchup. I mean, you got Toy out there, you got Black out there, both with S speed, and then you got Demai Wong out there, who's good enough to really play center field if you really need him to, but he's going to be playing that corner outfield. He could really take away some of Zumi's hits, but I mean, we know that Zumi's one of the best contact hitters, and he's going to still try to find a way around, but I mean, you can't sleep on an outfield like that.
Nah, that's actually pretty true. I didn't keep that in consideration, actually.
Yeah, that's a dangerous outfield.
Yeah, so, John, officially, you thinking sweep or 2 of 3 for the Honu?
I'm thinking 2 out of 3. I'm thinking 2 out of 3 for this one.
All right, Slime, what do you think?
Give me 2 out of 3 as well.
For the Honu?
Yes, sir, for the Honu.
All right, so our folks say that the Honu are going to be winning this series. 3 of 3 or 2 of 3. Should be interesting to see how that goes. Let's go on to our next matchup, and this is Compass's team, the Space City Comets. They're going to be taking on Clutch 1908's Chicago Curve.
Clean sweep for the Chicago Curve.
Clean sweep.
Oh, y'all really gonna do me like that?
Nah, man, nah. You already put it in. It's already official. It's already official. But I'm actually thinking about this.
I think it go either way.
Just because, yeah, the pitching squad that the Curve has, Daigo Getsu, and then the change in velocities, I feel like he can steal a game off of Compass, but I feel like Compass will find a way against the rest of the staff for the other two. So I'm feeling 2 out of 3 Compass on this one.
I mean, it is to be said that Clutch, he has given me a lot of problems in the past. Just last year, he took a game off me in the doubleheader week, and then before that, and my Triple P season, he was very, very close to giving me my 2nd loss of the season. And he's always been a hard opponent for me.
You know what? I'm thinking 2 out of 3 Clutch. I feel like Clutch could take a series from you, Compass. I think he can.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Going
He does have a good outfield.
Clutch?
Oh, this is
he does have a
spicy,
good outfield.
Oh, he does? Well, let me see. Let's see. You know, fact checked over here.
He does have a good outfield, I think.
Saga, Kanahara. You can put Hashizora out there.
And if he doesn't start Daigo but throws him in later, that can really mess you up.
Oh, the tyrant, man.
Compass, you want to make a prediction on your own series, or you want to recuse yourself
all your
from this one?
I wanna stay out of making an actual prediction, but I'll talk a little bit about Clutch. I mean, Clutch, he's one of the top players in our league, in my opinion, with his team. It's gonna be a really tough series for myself, especially with top pitchers like Daigo, Oda, Onishi with goggles. They're all super tough pitchers to hit off of. And then he has a really nice contact hitting lineup going off top of that, and a little bit of power to go alongside it. I mean, I don't blame them for picking me to lose that series or picking me to lose the game, because it's definitely possible.
Alrighty. Well, with that being said, let's move on to our next matchup, and that's going to be the Philadelphia Bandits. That is B Farrell's team taking on X Long X.
That's a good matchup.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Really good matchup, because you have a really good power hitter, and you have a really good pitcher in X Long. This is so tough, especially with X Long has Asa on his team. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man, to line that up, the special pitch, the forkball is kind of tough within itself.
Yeah.
B-Ferrell could be in the task for doing that. We'll see.
Hyper offense versus crazy defense.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I agree with everything that you said. If I were to make a prediction, I'm gonna say, if X-Long wants to take this series, he's gonna have to pitch out of his mind with somebody like Sumera or Hinoa, and he's gonna have to take that game with Asa. And it's gonna be really tough to do, because I think that B Farrell is gonna line up a lot of his pitchers pretty easily. And even with Asa, I don't think that Asa is bulletproof. I think that B Farrell can definitely hit some bombs off him still. Not to the extent that we'll see other pitchers get hit off of, but I could definitely see him getting a bomb or two off of Asa in that game. And then B Farrell's pitching staff on top of that is super crazy. I mean, it's going to be really tough to win a game when you're going up against Reboot Kai or Yaku Mask. You're going to have to hope that you are matching up like Asa to like Shinogi or Erikai or whoever his starting pitcher is going to be. But I think that's his best chance to win. But if I'm going to make a prediction, I'm going to say Bandit sweep.
Alrighty. John, what do you think?
Ooh, I think, Well, the one thing I don't like about B-Farrell's team is just the defense of it. And I feel like X-Long can steal some hits, through the holes and also through the outfield as well. So, I feel like there is a chance that he can get he can still win off him in this series.
I'll make a counter argument to that. I'll say that the defense is definitely better than last season.
Oh, I don't know, because was it Vanguard out there in the corner outfielders not as fast?
Not as fast, but at least he doesn't drop a ball like Hino. And
no,
he's
yeah.
faster than,
that's for sure.
when he was playing Reboot Kai and his pitchers out there in the outfield, because he was doing that for a time too.
That's true. But the middle infield doesn't have too much range, honestly. I feel like, you can get some contact hits to the hole a little bit easier than you would against other players, so I feel like, B Farrell definitely gonna get, into his happy zone, gonna hit some home runs, some dingers, if you will. So I feel like it's gonna be 2 out of 3. 2-3 for the Bandits.
Alright. Slime, what do you think of this matchup?
I might have to agree with John and go 2-3 the Bandits, because I think X-Long can steal a game from him, honestly. With how we just saw how B Farrell's defense is, yeah, he might be able to take a game off of him. And if he can pitch out of his mind, yeah, there's nothing else can be said. If he can just pitch a really good game and steal some hits, he can take a game. He can take the game from him.
Alright.
I I definitely agree with y'all, but I will say it's gonna have to take the right matchup because I don't know how he's gonna get enough hits against Rebukai or Yakumask. It's gonna
That's
have
gonna
to
be
be going up against Shinogi, and if he's not pitching Asa, I don't
Does have
really
a lot
know. I don't really know how good he's gonna do because he can get those hits through on, let's say, Isamura, Shinogi, Erikai. He could get the hits through, but what's he gonna do if he's pitching Sumera and B Farrell's just smacking bombs off him? It
Right.
don't
Farrell
really
does have a
matter.
bunch of tyrants. He does have like 3 tyrants on his team.
That's true. Oh yeah, that is a good. That's what you want in relief, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
There's Kai, Isamura, and I think who's the other? I know the player. I just don't know who it is.
All right.
Oh snap!
Isamura and Shinogi. That's it.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. So our panel saying that the Bandits gonna take the series. It's a little bit split between 2 of 3 and a sweep. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. All right. Our next matchup. YG, our regular season champion, and the Ghost Town Revenants from last season. They're going to be taking on newcomer Hokavi and the DC Delegates in their Week 1 matchup.
Another tough matchup for a newcomer.
Yeah.
mean,
Ooh.
Huckabee, he's going up against one of the big names of our league. A lot of people think that YG is the best player in our league. He won regular season. He has a scary team.
I've never
Looking
seen
at
Huck-
I'm not gonna lie. I think I've seen him play one time. I don't think I've ever played him before. But looking at their teams, I mean, not gonna lie, I really don't see YG having any trouble with any of these pitchers, like, at all. Not gonna lie. And I see him probably having trouble with Allen and with Doe. Maybe with Amazaki, because we know how good YG is at pitching, but I don't know. I think this is going to be another sweep, unfortunately. And I think that if the Delegates get a game off YG, I think they take that as a win too. I think this is just a huge test to see where they are compared to the top of our league.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's kind of thrown him a bit into the fire, like right off rip.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
I
Both him
understand.
and Dat Shadow. Both
Yeah.
just thrown straight
Just-
into the fire.
Just
Oh,
like the
straight
Dat
up.
Shadow game, don't play to win, just play to have fun, because the best way I can describe it, if it's your first time doing it, don't play to just get to the top, just play to have fun, to feel how you're gonna play next time. That way the stress of winning won't be on your back. So clean sweep.
All right, we'll get that in there. John, what do you think?
Yeah. I might be a sweep. I hate to say that. I don't know how Huckabee is. With no lock on, has a pretty decent team here. Defensively, offensively. At the top of that rotation, Yamaguchi and Afro Ikari have to carry in those 2 games if you start them. And the bullpen is a bit iffy, not as much movement. Maybe Sana can help you out right there. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough matchup. I feel like, I feel like it's going to be a clean sweep though. Yeah.
Alrighty. We're going to skip over this next matchup real quick. We're going to be coming back to
Alright.
that one. Then we have the Sassy Squatches and the Boricua Islanders. Sassy Squatches, that is
Oh.
Brando Scotty. Boricua
The
Islanders,
Sass-
that is Big Sid.
Oh, hate to interrupt. It's Boricua.
Boricua. Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, this is a good matchup, honestly.
Good.
You got
Two
the
good
number 1
pitchers.
pick in the draft versus who we think is going to be the most improved player. You got top pitchers like Myojin going up against top pitchers like Aoba. Majuro going up against Arai, Graviton. I think this is a really balanced matchup in terms of teams and the way that they drafted.
It can go either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in terms of talent, I think that, of course, Brando Scotty can take a game off anyone, and we've seen that throughout time. He's taken a game off Benzen, of course. But I think Big Sid, he's gonna come out with something to prove after not making the playoffs. He's gonna really want to come in and come out and take this season by force. I think that he's gonna win 2 out of 3, and I think that he's gonna lose the Myojin game.
All right, John, what do you think?
I agree with Compass right there.
2 or 3?
Myojin game would be pretty difficult, but what is it? I feel like Big Sid, the way he pitches too, and stacked up against Brando Scotty's squad. Oh man, when I see Graviton Arai on the other side too, I get kind of a little frustrated because like that fastball just comes right out of the hand as well.
That fastball is so fast. It's got that gyro ball. It's got that heater, I believe. Plus that Tyrant.
I knew I had to guess.
Sneaky good pitcher.
Yeah, sneaky good. Also got the changeup too. Throws you off. Yeah. Don't like that. So there's a lot of good pitching for both. A lot of good pitchers for both of these guys to use against each other. But this is a tough one because, good pitching against each other. I know like they can get a lot of good contact hits off each other as well. My gut's telling me Big Sid might take 2 out of 3.
Alrighty.
I feel Big Sid,
Yeah, I might have to. I think I have to agree with these guys as well. They said everything that could be said.
Alright, so our panel thinking that Big Sid can take 2 of 3 from Brando Scotty in week 1. All right, our penultimate matchup of the week, we have the Rattlers, that is MC Scales' team for the year, facing off against SlimeFall's Purple Hurricanes. Compass, let's start with you on this one.
Oh, sweep for the Rattlers.
Oh, come on.
You did it
straight up, bro.
Do it back.
I know, fair enough.
You're doing bad.
Nah, you want to talk about a little bit about MC Scales, Slime, since this is your matchup?
Scales he's a tough opponent. He has a great eye. He can pitch good. And he can most likely sweep you if you don't do too good. He got me last season. Anytime I played him, either he will win the series by 2 games or he'd sweep me. So I got something to prove today. I got something to prove this time. I got to win against him.
Oh man.
Yeah, if we just look at the rosters, I mean, MC
Scales. Clean sweep for me. Just aside, don't put
confident.
He selected Gundo in the first round, and I mean, we were shocked by how little fielders got selected in the first round, but this is what happens when you select a fielder in the first round. His top pitcher is Lancelot, and that's a reliever, so he doesn't really have a lot of starting pitching talent. He has Tarumoto, who is good, but he's definitely not a top pitcher by any means. He has Suzumoto, who's good, definitely worse than Tarumoto. He has Arishimura with goggles, who's alright. Tamura is okay, has Iron Ball, but definitely a usable pitcher, can be alright, but I mean, you can't compare it to Suzukaze, in my opinion. Other than Suzukaze, Slime, the pitching is a little bit lacking. Of course, I like Alex and Sakurazawa, but when your next best pitcher is Izutsu or Alex or Sakurazawa, it's a little bit on the weaker side. So it's a little bit of weaker pitchers going up against each other, but
yeah, understandable.
It's going to be a big contact versus power series, and if I were to pick one to win, I'm going to say that the contact wins. Because, I'm biased against the contact. I'm going to say Rattlers take this two games.
Oh, man, that's where we butt heads against each other. I think Power wins this one. I think it's going to be 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 Hurricanes on this one.
Oh, I like where this is going.
Yeah, because what I see in this matchup, too, is, I feel like the only pitcher that's going to give Slime problems, or two of them are going to be Lancelot and also Suzumoto. There's not much movement out of everybody else. I think, Slime crushes the fastball a lot. If he gets a good pitch, off the vertical slider to Torimoto, any of the fastballs out there, even with the sluggers that he has, I feel like he can actually pull this one off right here.
I definitely think that it can go either way, and I definitely could see a sweep happening for Slime. I don't think that MC Scales can sweep just because the Suzukaze game. I mean, I think that he can sweep, but it's going to be very unlikely with the Suzukaze game upcoming. But I mean, everything that you said with Slime, I agree with, but I also agree that MC Scales, none of these pitchers outside of Suzukaze are really going to give him much trouble. I don't think that Izitsu or Alex are going to be extremely difficult for him to hit, knowing that he's a very good contact hitter.
I just got a pitch out of my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So our panel, a little bit split. Compass going 2 of 3 for MC Scales as Rattlers, and John's Copyright going 2 of 3 for the Hurricanes. That's going to be a fun matchup, but I don't think it's going to be as fun as our game of the week, our matchup of the week, just kind of on paper here. And that is going to be John's Copyright's Bay Area Rockets taking on the newcomer Shelly and the Wolverines.
Clean sweep for the Wolverines.
Hey, all right, come on.
Rivalry.
No.
Put that CNS under the Wolverines.
Hey,
Nah.
that's too soon, man. Come on.
All right. So, of course, Shelly's team. I think that Shelly has a really nice team. Dark Hoshi is going to be really hard to hit off of, as well as Hokuto and Kagurozaka. All really, really good pitchers with a lot of movement on their pitches. He has a nice contact lineup after that. Nakanoshima, Ito, Kuro, all clinical hitters with really high contact. Saburi, one of my guys too, also has clinical. Yumishiro has clinical, and then the one power hitter, which is Daichimen, in the starting lineup. He has a really nice clinical hitting team. Pretty nice defensively, I would say. The only thing I would say he's missing out on is a real good center fielder. He might have to play Kuro at center field or Ito. Or, I mean, he's got to play one of those or Moroi at center field. I'm not sure what Moroi's stats are looking like. But it's going to be a tough matchup. I mean, John is much improved, in my opinion, from last season. We saw that in the USA final in the E-Premier 12 Group 1.
Yep.
And of course, he has a top team with Kiba, Takamoto, Murasame. It's going to be really hard for Shelly to make the switch to no lock-on too, seeing as this is his first no lock-on series. I honestly, it's going to be close, it's going to be hard. I think that Dark Hoshi can take a game, but I think the most realistic option is that the Rockets sweep. But it's going to be really close.
I was thinking in my head, it's gonna come down either if he starts Hoshi or if he throws Hoshi in later in the pitch.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's scary. Yeah, I mean, not fun to hit against with the Tyrant ability.
Tyrant and all the other good stuff Hoshi has will be a time to struggle.
Yeah, Slime. So what's your official prediction then, Slime?
John, I love you and all, but I think it might be like 2-1 Shelly, just because if Shelly can adapt real quick to no lock on, we're gonna have a real problem.
Oh yeah.
We seen him how they hit with lock on 3. That was terrifying.
Yep.
Because if he can adjust to no lock on and start hitting just as he can on lock on 3, we're really gonna be in for a world of trouble with him.
Yeah. Oh man, should I talk about this guy, man? Jesus, he really pissed me off during the USA finals, man. Like the first game I took off him, and then the next two that we played after that, it was pretty neck to neck. He was a really, really great opponent. It's a shame that he missed out on USA finals, but just a great player. Great player, can hit for power. Really good. Can just jump on it. He has a really good team as well. all these clinical hitters, definitely, contact hitting, gonna, very OP in this league. Hopefully, I could steal some hits here and there, like the bloops, all that jazz. But it's gonna be a tough matchup, especially, I haven't faced him on no lock on. I'm trying kind of like adjusting my approach on no lock on as well, So I actually do think, both of these takes are very valid. I feel like, he can take 2 away from me, because the clinical hitting can just take over. I feel like it's a good prediction.
All right, so there you have it. That is what our panel is thinking for this week's games. Should be a very fun time. I am looking forward to it. I hope y'all are looking forward to it too. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be a fun season. Season starts on Sunday with Week 1 action that goes all the way from May 18th to May 24th for Week 1. Oh man, so guys, you excited? Get this season started?
Oh yeah.
Bring it on!
I'm
I'm excited.
Let's go! Finally!
I've been waiting for this. I've been itching to play a game.
Oh
All
man.
right.
I think everybody has. I mean, that Wheel of Destiny tournament, it was super fun, but I think everybody's just so ready to get back into the league setting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, and I'm looking forward to it too, guys. All right, well, thanks again to Compass, John, and Slime for joining us on the panel today for our first roundtable discussion of the Season 2 of the USA eBaseball Power League. Great to be here with y'all today. We will see you in Week 1, and good luck, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. This has been Robert Tomlinson, the commissioner of the USA eBaseball Power League, signing out for my pals, Compass, John, and Slime. Take care, everybody.